Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video of Marvel Contest of Champions. We are running 7.1.5 Terminal Velocity and Mighty Charge, which is the toughest pass in 7.1.5 in my opinion. With Terminal Velocity, every time you hit the opponent with a critical, even through a block, their power gain rate is increased by 25% up to 300%. And Mighty Charge is whenever they charge into you, they remove all the debuffs and they are unstunnable and you cannot parry them. So keeping that in mind, the path is itself, there are some challenging defenders here. You've got the Heimdall, Magneto, Tigra, then War Machine is easy, then you got the other Magneto, and then you have Ebony Maw. Now considering that there are 3 champions in the game that, as far as I know, that don't crit. So there is Guardian, there is Gilly 2099, and there is also Crossbones. So those are champions will work great here. If not, Quake can also work. Also Ghost with Hood Synergy can also work. Apart from them, there are some niche picks as well that can also work here. So Dr. Voodoo, I will show it in this video how you can use him. And also you can use Human Torch or champions with a lot of buffs or debuffs, because there is a node that is dulled that reduces your critical rate by 50% for every buff or debuff that you have on your opponent. There's also another rewarding node by the name of Foresight, so every time you perform an intercept, your damage is increased by 300% with the Fury that lasts for 5 seconds. So all in all, it's a very fun, a bit technical path, one of the most hideous paths of 7.1.5, but we'll just dive into it and discuss it on the way. The boss is going to be Electroluke, and he is a combination of Electro and Luke Cage, and we will discuss more about him once we go into that boss fight. Now before we get into the path guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below. All of that really helps me out a lot, and make sure to check my playlist. I have detailed playlists on Act 6, all of Act 6, and also working on Act 7 as well. My team is going to be Gilly 2099, Dr. Voodoo, Magneto, because there are 2 metal champions to make short work of them, and then I will have Human Torch, and then I will have a Quake. Now usually I don't use Quake or Ghost in the videos to keep it simple for everybody, but I will just use Quake for one fight just to show off that she can do the whole path on her own. Now the first fight is against a Heimdall. Now again, he's a metal champion. You will notice that after he is magnetized, you will notice that when he charges in, he will not have the Mighty Charge icon on him. So that's an advantage using Magneto. If you're not using Magneto, you're using any other champion. You use a Cosmic champion with a lot of debuffs, so his critical rate is dulled and you can easily hit them, and you do not give him special tunes. In my case, I will just build up to 40 charges of magnetism, and I will just use my SP3 and kill him off. I would suggest if you have Magneto, just bring him, he will be the best choice. Otherwise, other options are also there, and it would be good if you would boost for this path. I did boost for this path because this path can be annoying with all the reduced damage and no critical, so if you boost, that helps you counteract with that. Now once I use a special 3, I will try to stay nearby him. I will not give him an opportunity to dash in, and I will try to stay right on him so he only uses a light attack. You will see I will take some hits because of that, but it's worth it because the bleeds are going and then he will die of the shrapnel damage. Now the next fight is going to be against a Red Magneto. Now you cannot use your 3 champions, Guardian, Gilly 2099 and Crossbones. They are the best champions for this path, but because they are all metal champions, you cannot use them on Magneto. Now your different options are Human Torch, the one I'm using because Magneto's attacks are considered energy attacks. You can also use Dr. Voodoo and keep an even combo with the power burn on you, and you can just take him to a right corner and 4 hits, swipe back and intercept, and that foresight will help you kill him faster. If not, there is always an option of using Quake here, and also you can use Captain America Infinity War. You can bring in either one of 3 synergies, Science, Tech or Cosmic, to give you those debuffs, Once your opponent will have debuffs on the parry, he, you will not crit him because of the another node that is dulled. So that is helpful as well. Or you can bring in a champion like Venom who starts with 2 or 3 buffs on him, and with him he will not crit, and you can use him to kill off Magneto. It's just a little patient fight. You will lose a lot of health, so not to worry about it. But eventually these champions can bring him down. It might cost you 1 or 2 revive. Now the next fight is against the Tigra. Now she is um, an annoying champion to face. Never push her to an SP2, always keep an SP1. With him you can use all your other champions like Guardian, or you can use Gilly 2099, the one I'm gonna use, Crossbones. Even Quake will work here, Human Torch will work. I've used all of these champions to successfully deal with her. Also your Ghost with Hood Synergy, all of them champions work, but all you need to make sure is to keep her to an SP1, because SP1 is way easier to evade and has less animations. Otherwise SP2 can take you on the other corner of the screen. So Gilly 29 works for me because I can easily drain her power whenever I want to. So all I'm doing right now is I'll follow her whenever she dashes, and I hit her in her block, and that prompts her to use a light attack, and I can easily parry the right attack, and I can also use can use, if you have Dr. Voodoo and want to use it against a red Magneto, you can do the same. You just have to play around his heavy attack unstoppable if you have it. Otherwise you can play it the same way. So all I'm trying to do is to get to an SP2 and use it. Once I have those power burn charges on me, now I can just go in and hit him and take him to a corner and use 4 hits, swipe back, go back in. Now usually the AI is a little more aggressive, but in the beginning of this fight he wasn't aggressive, so it was putting my timing off. But then after a little while it started complying with me, and every time I would go back he would dash in. So right there you will see there is power control, and I just use 4 hits and I go back and I wait for his dash and I start hitting me again. In this way I can keep his power in control. I can also crit him if I want to, and I can easily keep him in a corner and activate the foresight and kill him off. So it's easier to intercept. You just need to do 4 hits, swipe back, and keep an eye on him. As soon as he moves, you can swipe back in his run. Sometimes it's premeditated as well, but then Voodoo works really well in this way on bringing both the Magnetos down, where you have constraint of not using a metal champion. So I hope. Going to be an Ebony Maw, very beefy one. Try to use a champion that does not have any buffs, because whenever he will nullify a buff, he will give you a degen. So in my case, I'm gonna use a Quake. I'm just gonna stay back and do Quake and parry. That's the easiest way. So most of the people who have Quake and they cannot do Quake and Shake, I'm just showcasing how to do Quake and parry, and you can bring him down. Now if not, you can also use Human Torch. He is one of the better options here because he cannot miss once he's above 10 temperature, so you can use him as well. Otherwise, the usual, you can use Captain America Infinity War. Crossbones will work here as well, so it's entirely your choice who you're going to bring in. But if you bring in Crossbones, or he will get quite a few degen damage because of his furies, but that can also be counteracted by reducing ability accuracy. So it's all a case of who gets the furies first, and the ability accuracy is reduced. Also, Guardian and Gilly 29 will work as well, so there's quite a few options for this fight. I've just brought in Quake to show that you can do the whole path with Quake as well. Now I know there's quite a few guides out there with Ghost and Quake. I try to avoid them, so this is more of a rounded guide for everybody. If you have any suggestions, any feedbacks, please make sure to put them in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys and then implementing and making it more helpful for all of you out there. Now the boss fight is going to be against an Electroluke. Now I have quite a few options to deal with him. I have an Omega Red at 200 sig. I also have a Namor at 200 sig, a Quake as well, and also a Human Torch. But I am going with Falcon because Falcon makes it the most easiest job in the world. All you need to do is to put your lock on onto him and he will not evade or do anything. The different nodes that are there on this champion, first one is Arrogance. So every 10 hits he will falter you for 3 seconds and you will miss your hits. So the 10 hits will land and on the 11th one you will miss. So the best way to go around that node is to use your 10 hits, and as soon as you do that, just swipe back because you will be faltered for 3 seconds. Now if you keep that in mind, that will help you throughout the fight and not getting any hits. That is important because the next node on him is Combo Party. So as much as you have your combo and you get a hit from your opponent, you get a lot of damage, 40% of the number of hits that you have on your combo meter. So on the plus side, Combo Party gives you increased critical hits, increased critical damage. But if you miss a hit and you're retaliated by the opponent, you get a lot of damage that is equal to 40% with the amount of hits that you have on your combo meter. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, but you have to play around it. And if you just keep an eye on the falter from Arrogance, it's much easier to fight. Also, he's gonna have the vulnerability of Luke Cage every now and then, but because I'm using Falcon, that does not get popped up. But if you use other champions, that's going to happen. Now with your other options that are there, you can use a Havoc, you can use Namor, you can use Omega Red. All of those options will work. Any non-contact champion will work here, because if you use a physical damage or a contact champion with contact attacks, they will get shock back just like Electro, and you will die very quickly. For his specials, always only bait his SP1 out. You can also bait out his SP2 just like Electro's SP2, but sometimes that's a bit tricky to evade when you're in the heat of the moment in the fight. So I would suggest you to only bait out his SP1. That's easier to evade. Just use your when he's about to have a bar of power, don't go with 5-hit combo because you will not be able to evade. Just go in with a 4-hit combo and then swipe back. That will give you enough distance to swipe back again and avoid the damage. And yes, that's about it, guys. Just make sure you keep those things in mind, and this is a very easy and straightforward fight. I do make a couple of mistakes here and I take damage, but if you don't make those mistakes, you can easily bring him down with 70-80% health on your health meter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found the tips and tricks helpful. If you did, guys, make sure to like the video, comment down below, leave me some feedback. I would love to hear from you. Subscribe to the channel. All of that really helps me out a lot. And next time we'll be starting 7.1.6. Until then, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.